I see many aspects of a phenomenon which I'm just beginning to understand. Our modern technology has achieved a degree of sophistication beyond our wildest dreams, but this technology has exacted a pretty heavy price. We live in an age of anxiety, a time of stress, and with all our sophistication, we are, in fact, the victims of our own technological strength. We are the victims of shock, of future shock.
Alan Toffler's publication Future Shock refers to a time phenomenon that is a subsequent effect of significant sudden change. Toffler explains future shock as a product of the greatly accelerated rate of change in society. It arises from the superimposition of a new culture on an old one. To elaborate on this further, future shock mainly relies on the conceptualization of time to create a disturbance in a society. If only a small amount of time has been given to an individual to become acclimatized to a new unexpected concept, they would immediately give a negative response and would oppose the idea. Introducing a completely new idea to a culture with different values, ethics and morals is challenging according to Toffler. However, his theory of adaptation solves this problem, which is stated in his novel Future Shock. The concept of future shock and the theory of adaptation that derives from it strongly suggests that there must be balance, not merely between rates of change in different sectors, but between the pace of environmental change and the limited pace of human response. Therefore, in theory, culture shock can be successfully prevented by using the very aspect that it relies on, time. Incrementally introducing people to media artifacts over time may progressively open their mind to new imaginative concepts which may be key to reducing future shock. In relation to future advancements in technology, the world of fiction may be able to prevent future shock. Flying machines, space rockets and submarines, for example, existed in the fictional worlds of Jules Verne many years before they were invented in real life. Jules Verne's predictions of future events included the first successful rocket launch to the moon, which was written in his 1865 novel From the Earth to the Moon. Neil Armstrong was a NASA astronaut most famous for being the first person to walk on the moon on July 20th, 1969. This major historical event happened approximately over a century later than Verne's novel was published, which may have ultimately prepared individuals for the concept of travelling through space. Early exposure enabled individuals to accept this concept, which meant that when Armstrong landed on the moon, the public was not completely in shock. Works of science fiction could affect inventors and scientists, either because science fiction provided helpful information or, more likely, because science fiction motivated individuals to delve into a particular problem or to pursue a scientific career in the first place. Therefore, publicising science fiction artefacts similar to Verne's novels may be advantageous for scientists and inventors in future shock prevention, because if an idea has been gained from a popular film, novel, etc., they can experiment and prototype these ideas without an adverse reaction from the public. Science fiction films explore different technological advancements which may occur in the future. Many films include human-like robots which are progressively becoming a reality. An example of this is in the 1985 film Blade Runner, where a Blade Runner must pursue and try to terminate 4 replicants who stole a ship in space and have returned to Earth to find their creator. The prevention of future shock is prevalent in this film, and in the 1968 novel it is loosely based on, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? This is due to individuals having the ability to understand and sympathise with the human-like robot or android's way of thinking and feeling. When I had the TV sound off, I was in a 382 mood. I had just dialed it. So although I heard the emptiness intellectually, I didn't feel it. Unfortunately, as these androids seem to be unable to subconsciously produce human emotion, they have to dial in commands to experience a similar feeling. This lessens future shock as it allows individuals to become familiarised with the idea of androids and their repetitive situation. In Blade Runner, Deckard defines replicants as any other machine. They're either a benefit or a hazard. This automatically gives the audience the impression that although replicants can be useful, they also have the potential to be dangerous, warning the audience that these human-like robots are able to cause harm which may be present further on in the film. Currently, robots are perceived more frequently in a negative light, however in the future this may change to prevent future shock. We hypothesize that a science fiction film featuring a humanoid robot provides meaning to this otherwise alien technology. Human-like service robots, which in turn increase the acceptance of this robot. An example of this human-like service robot is in Ariel Martin's 2017 short film The Eye Mum. Although this robot's intention was never to cause harm, the film exhibits how misunderstanding a command while performing a task can be detrimental to the family. This short film prevents Future Shock by increasing the acceptance of this technology even when the robot acts wrongfully. We empathise with this robot as we see the relationship grow between her and the son. "You should wear lipstick like Mum's. I'll get you some so you can try." He seeks the love and attention that he does not seem to receive from his birth mother, and therefore grows closer to the iMom. The thought of human connection being replaced by artificial intelligence is sad but expected, as the possibility of relationships with technology in the future has been introduced in other media, such as Jones' 2013 film Her. A romantic relationship is formed between a human, Theodore Twombly, and an intelligent operating system, Samantha. Theodore is fully aware that the artificial intelligence is not a human, however he still develops a relationship with them. "Well, you seem like a person, but you're just a voice in a computer. I've never loved anyone the way I loved you." Preparing future generations for this new image of love with media artifacts provides them with more understanding. This will hopefully result in less discrimination and social fragmentation in the future, as this concept will be less shocking. Furthermore, a post-human future may not be impossible to attain with the aid of technology. Immortality will be achieved by recording and continuously storing backup copies of our mind file, so that if our current cyber home crashes, we can be downloaded into another one. This theory has been explored in Black Mirror's episode San Junipero, where individuals that are nearing death are able to be uploaded onto a server to live in a virtual heaven. Although this sounds like a great alternative solution to death, uploaded to the cloud sounds like heaven. In the dystopian game Soma, which features a man, Simon, who suffers severe brain damage during a car crash, the concept of a virtual heaven is significantly distorted. Due to his fatal injury, Simon agrees to attempt an experimental brain scan, which uploads a copy of his consciousness onto a server. You know it's not magic, you were copied. The sleeping Simon in the seat was copied, and now you are here, just like Simon lived on in Toronto. This device works by using a similar technology as the San Junipero episode of Black Mirror. However, instead of the uploaded consciousnesses exploring a utopic virtual heaven, Simon has gone to an ultimate dystopia. This game uses psychological horror and a futuristic storyline, which could help to prevent future shock. However, the story may be too exaggerated for the audience to relate to. Adjusting to new situations and ideas with time will allow individuals to gain a greater acceptance of robots and technology. However, the very aspects that might help to prevent future shock may increase the risk of technophobia. Science fiction paints a repulsive picture of a future world, where technology runs out of control and dominates all aspects of human behaviour. Therefore, science fiction artefacts may be able to prevent future shock to some degree, but it is inevitable that individuals may find the future frightening.